Hi, my name's Glenn. This is Karen, my wife, and this is our bus. Hi, Glenn Denman here again, working on the bus, of course. What else would I be doing? So I've got quite a bit of progress here. One of the things I'm working on today is installing my propane furnace. So I like redundancy, so I'm going to have either 1 or 2 heat pump units that'll do heat and air conditioning. And then I've got my Chinese diesel heater installed, and which it only covers kind of a limited area. So, and then I have a propane furnace. The propane furnace that I'm installing, I've had it for probably 25 years. I bought it brand new back in the day, installed it in a bus that I used to have, the first bus I ever had actually. And when I got rid of the bus, it had major problems, not the furnace, but the bus. So I got rid of that bus, and when I did, I took a bunch of the stuff out of it, including the water heater, of course, that I've already installed. And then I'll be installing the furnace. So worst case scenario, I mean, literally the furnace has only been used probably 20 times. So even if it doesn't work or whatever, the hole that I cut will still accept a brand new one. Will go in the same place like any kind of a replacement model would. So I'll be installing that here in the wall. So this is basically the footprint of the kitchen. I really don't like to try to design around the equipment. I'd rather put the kitchen in the way I want it and then try to make the equipment fit in it. So at the same time, I want as few of obstructions as I can get in this wall, but kind of the way it's working out, I'm going to have quite a few anyway. But so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to install, this is the template piece, and this is nothing here. So so I'm going to install the furnace through the wall right about here. And on the outside, it's just, there's nothing outside, it's all smooth. I've already checked all it out. And the reason I'm going up as high as I am is because of the truss that's inside the wall. So so I've got a major steel member coming down the wall here all the way to the floor, and then it has the angled truss that goes up this way here, and it goes up this way here. And so the lowest point that I can install it, where I'm also not obstructing my plumbing for the sink, is right here. The corner is going to come down right here. It's going to be right on top of the steel framework that's coming down at an angle. Then it's going to be right up against the steel framework that's in the wall here. I've already drilled a bunch of pilot holes through and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and remove this piece, and then I'll, make sure everything's going to be okay in there. And then I'll translate the pattern to the outside and then make that cut. So once the furnace is installed in here, it has 4 outlets on it, 4 4-inch vent outlets. So I could easily run one out here and come out the front towards the living room in the toe kick area, and then run another one over here and maybe come out just further into the kitchen here, I suppose. Then I want to run another one across and down and run it into the bathroom. And so there's probably ways of getting it from the another one from the bathroom across this shelf. I'd have to modify this again, which isn't a big thing, but I could get another duct to probably go across and into the bedroom, but it would take some finagling there. But really, I mean, if it's blowing straight in to the bathroom behind the toilet here, it should heat this whole space pretty well anyway. And as well insulated as this bus is, the distribution of the heat really shouldn't be a problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the hole here and get this thing going. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I've cut the hole through the bus wall, and I just had to cut off the ear that was here for where the I think the seat stuff bolted to, or yeah, matter of fact, there was a rail that went all the way across here. It was bolted periodically throughout here. So that was just this piece here with the threaded insert that goes in that. That was kind of fun to cut. Anyway, so as you can see, this insulation, it's pretty nice stuff actually. That's why I didn't remove all this and spray foam the walls, because it's already so well insulated. Well, it's 2 inches thick. So yeah, so it's a good solid 2 inches, plus there's the 1/2 inch that I added, which goes over all the steel. Here's the steel, here's the 1/2 inch that I added, and then here's the OSB there. So with that continuous insulation, this bus is just super tight. So what I'll do now is I'll check my squareness here and everything, and I'll which I should be pretty close. And then I'll go ahead and drill some corner holes here and then cut the outside. So actually what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and just drill one hole through the corner. Then I'm gonna go outside and take my pattern, and this piece here has the flange all the way around. And I'll take this here and I'll mark it onto the bus so I can get more of an exact size for this, because it only gives you about 3/4 of an inch all the way around, so you don't want to be off on your measurements. So how you doing? Get ready to cut her a big hole in the bus. Nice fit. I hate cutting holes in the bus, but it's just kind of one of those necessary evils. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and put some butyl tape on that, fasten that down nice and snug, and slide the furnace in, and should be pretty good to go. I keep this butyl tape stuff in the house so it stays warm and soft. Never thought I'd install this furnace twice. Installed it in the other bus as well. That was a 1968 GMC fishbowl, and I bought it half converted, and it was somewhat usable, but I installed a lot of stuff on it in the meantime. We used it for probably 15 years. Drove it all over the Pacific Northwest, drove it all the way to Utah one time, visit my brother-in-law down there. And then we took, actually on that trip, we took my my wife's sister and brother-in-law and their kids, and we had our kids, and then we went and visited their kids and their family, and it got to be so much that we ended up taking off a day early to head home and spend a little more time driving instead of feeding an army that we were doing over there. It was a fun trip though, either way. And but that bus just started developing some major engine problems, and the bus just wasn't worth putting a bunch of money into. It didn't have any storage bays down below, and I was continually trying to mount things under there. Anyway, I was trying to continually mount things under the floor. I mounted bigger water tanks under there. I mounted a propane tank under there. And when I got rid of the bus, I pretty much took all that stuff out. Sold it pretty much for scrap. Didn't pay much for it to start with, so it wasn't a big deal, but we had a lot of fun with it. Took it to a lot of campgrounds. Took it to Port Townsend. Put it on a ferry more than once. Drove it all over the Northwest and down the Oregon coast. Then when I quit contracting and took a job, we were living 15 miles from town on a 2-mile long dirt road. That got to be too much, so we sold that place and moved into town, a property we already had, where I parked the bus anyway. And then we, just with all the problems the bus was having and not being able to use it very much at the time, we finally just got rid of it. I stripped it down, took all the stuff out of it that I had in it. I didn't think I'd ever use that stuff again. Here I am using it. I hate doing this when it's freezing cold outside. I mean, it's probably 30 degrees out there, so it's not too awful bad. But before I put the screws in this thing, I'll probably pre-drill the holes, because they're self-tappers, and that self-tappers get dull pretty quick going into the stainless steel. The skin's pretty thick stuff, so.
Nice.
Oh, how you doing? You scared me.
What's going here?
Huh? The furnace?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You can't fix this hole. Once it's cut, man.
Yeah, once it's cut, you're done. Yep. Here,
Man, here's that takeout from Sea Galley. Oh, good grief.
oh yeah, was it good?
It was good.
Here, take that and put it in the hole. No, it goes this way. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it goes like this.
Yeah. No, anyway, shove it in there. No, the other way. Put that stuff in between. Oops. Yeah, I'm gonna pre-drill them, but I want to get at least one on each corner or something for now.
Where is the furnace?
Well, it's kind of scattered all over.
Oh, perfect.
No, I verified I've got all the stuff.
Nice.
A while back. I mean.
Gotta get it on film.
The little bitty ones, yeah. Sorry, buddy.
Well, he's not pre-drilling with an 1/8 inch drill bit?
No. Smaller than that.
No. Well, that would, these would seat just perfectly. Those are number 6.
Yeah, they cut through.
Yeah. These are self-tappers too, so they would have probably just went right in.
Well, yeah, but this stainless, man, it just
Oh.
eats them right off the bat. Didn't drill all the holes yet, but
Get it seated and then.
yeah. Make sure that beetle.
So there'll be a screen on this.
No, it's got a white front with the 2 vents and stuff on one side.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to go down low so that it was down inside the toe kick area, but there's a steel truss going like this at an angle, which is right there. So I just planned it out, so I just barely missed that.
Yeah.
Of course, there's this vertical too that I had to
take into consideration.
Yep. But what's nice is that MCI website, it tells you all the
where everything is.
Yeah, where everything is. So see here.
Oh yeah.
So I'm under the A, which is right there. So I know that there's no other stuff in there like that. Has a little vertical there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It had that little ear you can see sticking out. I had to cut it off.
Oh yeah.
That was this. You know what I mean? It's really nice that it has that.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
I know. I'm sorry. Just do it. In fact, I won't even watch.
Just spin it.
Yeah, I won't even watch. Sitting here watching the video. No. Here you go. Yeah. Perfect. Nice.
Well, that one probably could have went in a little further, but
yeah, that's all right. It's if you want, I mean, go ahead and seat it in there a little bit if you need to. Looks pretty good from here though. The beetle kind of squished out a little bit, so. There's not as much of a flange on that as there is on the water heater, but it worked before.
yeah.
Nice.
Uh-oh. We're gonna have to get one more.
Oh, is there? Oh,
Just one, literally just one.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, it could be sunk in probably a little bit. That looks good. Yeah, nice.
Perfect.
Yep, perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
That looks good.
Yeah.
It's nice and tight all the way around. I'll trim that beetle stuff off later, you know.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and trim the tape here. The reason I'm trimming the tape is I don't want the tape to create a little cavity for water to set in. Just makes it look good. Pretty pleased with how that came out. Starting to rain. Probably freezing rain. It's pretty cold out here. Bottom I'm not too concerned with trimming. Really doesn't matter, I guess, because that's not going to have water just sitting on it. It looks pretty tight. Now, I'm not really ready to install the furnace yet. I'll just stuff it, something in the hole for now, just so cats and stuff don't go crawling in there, and should be pretty good. So I've got this pretty much figured out here going through the wall. Now, one thing about this location here with the furnace is I've got the furnace, the water heater, and the range, which will be actually above, or the cooktop, which will be above the water heater. I can run one propane line into this cavity, or into this toe kick area, or up into the cabinet or whatever, and so that will come up pretty much directly above the location of the propane tanks. I'm pretty sure I'll put them actually on the passenger side, or excuse me, the driver's side. And because this bay is the one that's in the worst condition. It's got some rock going through the floor where it had some steel brackets and stuff mounted in there that had gotten rusty, and so I got to do a lot of work to this bay. So this is one that I'll put holes through the floor for ventilating the propane tanks and stuff. So I have a big giant propane tank I can put in here, or I can just put bottles in here. I haven't quite decided which one. Bottles are kind of nice. You can just take them down and fill them up. You don't have to take the whole bus, and then you can put 2 or 3, or you know, have extras or whatever. So I'll probably end up going that route. But either way, I'll be able to go straight up from this bay, wherever the tank is, or tanks are, straight up through the floor, right into the area of those appliances, and that's all the piping that I'll have to do. I doubt there will be probably 6 feet total, so maybe only 2 or 3 joints. So anyway, so that's pretty much it for now for the furnace. I still have yet to build a platform for it to slide in on, and then the furnace slides in from this side, and it fastens in there and seals to this flange. So that'll be a little bit yet. So but for now, I thought that would be a pretty good video. So as part of this furnace install, the furnace itself is going to slide into a cassette. Basically here, it'll come 17 inches into the space under the sink. So it's kind of nice that I've got the sink pulled out away from the wall so I can even do this thing. And this toe kick area is kind of a valuable area. So I'm thinking this part of it here at the very end of the cabinets, this is kind of what's happening here. Anyway, at the very end of the cabinets, I can eliminate the toe kick on the end here and then have a slide out garbage container, just so a guy has a little bit more room for garbage instead of one of those little itsy bitsy little trash containers. So that would be, I think, a pretty good idea there. I could get a pretty good size container to slide in and out of there. But what I've done here is this is kind of a progression of events. So originally I was going to eliminate the bus heat system. Most people do that. They eliminate the bus heat, the original bus heat, and then they just utilize whatever kind of heat they install. There are certainly better systems than what I'm putting in here. I'm putting in a propane furnace. I've got my Chinese diesel heater, and so I'm utilizing toe kick space under the cabinets for these air passages for the furnace and for the bus heat. So being that I decided to go ahead and save the bus heat, then that kind of created a complexity here with this water heater, because the water heater is installed directly over the top of a register, just like that one, straight across, as a matter of fact, from it. So being that I'm saving the bus heat system, then I need to have somewhere for that air to travel. So I thought originally of just, you know, the water heater is up high enough to where it gets air under it. I thought originally about just ducting it forward and bringing it out the toe kick here. The problem is, then that would eliminate any ability to run ductwork from the furnace under the cabinets and across, because it would be blocked by this plenum. So I decided to go ahead and run the plenum towards the front of the bus, about 4 feet or so, and then to the toe kick right under the sink area. That way, once the furnace is installed here, it has duct openings on the sides. Now I can run a duct from here down into this toe kick area, so that way it can go under the drawer stack that's going to be here and on over. So that way the toe kick will have a space here for the bus heat, space here for the furnace heat, and then there'll be 2 pipes basically coming into this, one short one just for a little ways, and then the other one, or 3 pipes actually. One will come into here, 2 will go along here and come out, one at the toe kick at this end, the other one into the bathroom. So it gets pretty complicated when you're trying to save this stuff, and there probably could have been any number of ways of doing this better, but that's the solution that I came up with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and vacuum out this space under here and clean this up. And then I've got these pieces of wood cut that'll go in here, something to this effect. I'll have to make some adjustments around that pipe. Anyway, so it'll go something like that. This piece will go here, about like so, and that'll drop down. So that way I can put cabinets over the top of all this and it won't affect anything. Okay, so I'm just going to finish up this video on this furnace. It's a 35,000 BTU Suburban propane RV furnace. And to tell you the truth, I hate it. I don't hate the furnace, but I hate the install. I hate my work on this one, but I'm going to leave it. And it will be functional. I just won't like opening up the kitchen sink and finding this monstrosity, but it will function. So I've got one vent coming out, going down, out towards the living room. This one's coming out towards the kitchen. This one's also coming out towards the kitchen. I'm gonna block these two off so those don't do anything. And then I might enclose this off here just so it kind of cleans up this whole setup here. The only reason I use the tape on these interior fittings, it's not like it's trying to seal it, you know, because obviously the heat's gonna blow out in the room anyway. But the idea here is just that the tape keeps the elbows from spinning, and it just keeps everything nice and solid so that your pipe doesn't turn on you and stuff. Because these adjustable elbows, sometimes they get loose and they just turn real easy, and so the tape just kind of keeps it all together. So this side will be flex, come down here, go across the front of the water heater, and it'll come down here, and I'll put this T in place. This will go out the toe kick in front of the refrigerator, and then this will adapt here, and it'll go and connect in behind the toilet. So basically the toilet will be here, and the pipe will just come out discreetly behind it. So that'll blow air into the bathroom. And I mean, it's such a short distance from the bathroom to the bedroom anyway. So I figure that heat's going to get into the bedroom. When I had that furnace in my other bus, it was a 40-foot GM fishbowl bus, and it heated that bus just fine. It had no problem heating that bus. So now when I say it heated the bus wasn't very well insulated, but it's not like we used the bus when it was 10 degrees outside. We probably used it when it got down to like the 30s. So it kept that bus fine. This bus is a little bit bigger, but this bus is way more insulated. So I'm confident that this furnace will heat the whole bus just fine. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe this gave you an idea of what not to do in your bus. So thanks a lot.